Well, guys, everybody likes to add their own personal touch. This is my whites metal detector. I added some decals, a patch. It's no different than doing a car. There's my Equinox 800. I've got the carbon fiber shaft, the red protection on it, the little decal over the faceplate. And there's a video that I did on it, the Equinox pimped out. And it's no different than doing your car or anything else. And I've talked about this before. So I wanted to change the look. So I ripped everything apart. Now, I bought a Anderson shaft green right after I got the XP Deus 2. And I got a few scratches on it. I honestly wasn't happy with the color. So I went out and bought some vinyl wrap. Right there, you see it. Vivvid vinyl wrap. And there it is there. Now, it's been on about a year and 3 months, and I have not had an issue with it coming off. So I wanted to redo it. So I got me the RC Diggs mount. I've had those for over a year as well. Got it in red. So I'm going to redo the whole XP Deus metal detector. Everything's going to be in red. And a lot of the stuff I can reuse, like that little foam piece there. I did paint the arm cuff. It's metal. Put a nice 2 or 3 coats of that satin poppy red on it. And then I bought a piece of foam for $1 at the dollar store. You have that at the end so that it floats if you're out in the ocean and you drop it. You want the end of it staying up there. Just a little easier to do. So there's a decal, Vivvid, $15, and man, you get a lot. And then on the end of the detector where the coil goes, I painted the red on the inside as well. Well, guys, that's it. It's really simple to do. All those little parts, once you get it ripped apart, make sure you put them in a little container. You don't want to lose any of those. You'd be a hurting puppy. And you're ready to go. It's really simple. And I did put a little bit of lacquer over that red at the end of the shaft so that it wouldn't fade or chip out of there. Just wanted to make sure it got nice and sealed. And there's that foam, $1. You just cut it right down the center and it fits right over that as well. And I also wanted to make sure to get some red Velcro so that it looks okay. So, a very important step is preparation. So get you some alcohol and a little cloth. And you want to make sure that you rub down each shaft, each piece that you're going to put that decal over. You want to get all the oils from your hand off of it. Make sure it's nice and clean. And I also decided to make a template. This is template number 4 there. I had 4 of them for this. I wanted to cut it out, fit it around the shaft, make sure I had the right length, the right amount. And so I did 4 different templates. And then I laid that out on the decal and cut the decal to fit as well. It's just a really good idea. You only get one shot at this, although you got a lot of that decal. For the amount of money, you'll have enough, trust me. So the next thing is you'll want to get a heat gun. And this is going to help heat up the decal, get the glue loose. Make sure you go over the shaft just a little bit. You don't need to do a lot, guys, now. You don't want to screw it up, but just lightly go over to make it a little bit pliable, a little bit more pliable, and to get that glue ready to go, and that will make things so much easier. So now I've applied the first decal, shaft number 4. And I just, I take it off, roll it around, and just go over it with your fingers, and I'm telling you, simple. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You just go around the edges, keep going back and forth, and work that decal in place. Like I said, it's going to be a lot easier too if you have it heated up just a little bit. Now you see there's a little bit of an overlap right there. You want that. You want to have just a little bit of an overlap to go over the decal, push it down, and then you're going to go back over it again in a little bit with the heat gun just to make sure that glue is nice and loose. Like I said, guys, I've had the green decal for a year and 3 months, maybe a year and 4 months. Never had an issue with it. There I am going back over it again with the heat gun just to make sure everything is fine. And now I've got that cut for the length that I like on the red. It is, man. It's nice and smooth. It came out good. And if you just take your time, you're not going to have any issues with it whatsoever. Just make sure you take your time, use those templates to make it a little bit easier, and everything will be just fine. Trust me, piece of cake. So that first template is done. I'm going to move through the next. Right here is another template. You also, now I've got the Anderson shaft. You can probably do any detector with these wraps, but I had to make sure that in front of the handle, that's going to be a whole separate right there. That's going to be a whole separate decal. You don't want to slide this shaft on an Anderson shaft. You don't want to slide that metal piece right there over the decal because you'll scratch it. So cut your piece if you got an Anderson, and it'll fit there. Then you have number 3, and then you have the last one. So they all fit in place. So you're going to go right over those little holes too, right there, because in a minute you're going to cut those, and that's not an issue there. Make sure, now I'm ready for the next piece, that you again wipe that down with alcohol. Get all the nastiness, the oil, anything off of that, so that decal applies correctly. And you're going to heat it up again, just a little bit of heat, not a whole lot. You don't have to sit there and hold it directly on one spot. Keep it moving, and you'll be fine. There's little holes right there. On this, those don't come off. You can push it in, but it's just for, I think, more for looks on that one piece right there. But you just cut around it with an X-Acto knife. That's what I did before, and again, never ever had an issue with that. So pretty easy to do. You just push down with the X-Acto knife and you'll be able to cut that hole. I did order a decal for the arm cuff off Etsy. I wanted to brand the YouTube channel. Red, white, and blue. Love the American flag, and I think it looks great. Now, it's done, guys. I know I went through it kind of quick, but there's everything right there. The RC Diggs mount, the Anderson shaft, and there's the decal going all the way down. Now, there's one piece that I forgot to tell you about. Right there on the coil, I did buy some red automotive pinstripe. There it is, and I wrapped it around the coil. I used to have green on it, and that green also lasted a year, never come off. But you know what? And I've seen this more than once where somebody picked up a detector thinking it was theirs, and it wasn't. And this is why I like to customize my items. There you go. It's done. I'd like to hear what you think in the comments. I know it's a lot of work, but a lot of times when it's too hot, it's rainy, and you've got some downtime, you may want to think about trying to do something different with your detector, making it stand out. I like it. This is my water unit. I don't use just a Relicon. I got a different setup. This is strictly for the water. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel, and thanks for watching.